Um, you mentioned the age of the aircraft. This was a big aircraft, a six-seater. I personally instantly think of a Cessna private plane two-seater,
Hmm.
teeny tiny, small back seat maybe.
Hmm.
This was a six-seater. Um, the crash scene is broad. It's
Hmm.
large. Is it a sizable aircraft?
Oh, from a general aviation standpoint, yeah, I mean most what you just referenced, the 2 and 4 seat aircraft. This aircraft can be configured up to 8 occupants. It was configured for 6, 2 seats in the front, 4 in the rear.
And six counts the pilot and co-pilot.
Correct.
Okay. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. Go ahead.
But as far as it's a larger general aviation aircraft, twin engine on both sides, and pressurized, so it can fly up to pretty high altitudes, equipped with oxygen. So yeah, not your typical smaller general aviation, your Cessna 172, your Piper PA-28, or something to that effect.
You did say it was an older plane,
Hmm.
1976. Is there ever a risk for engine failure with these types of older planes, or do they just, did this plane have more modern?
Well, all aircraft have to be maintained in accordance with federal aviation regulations. They all have inspections that are required. So one of the items of interest for us in all of our investigations is to gather any maintenance history on the aircraft. When were those inspections done? During the inspections, what was done? What work was completed? Was there any outstanding maintenance items that may exist? Until we get those records, we won't have a good handle on understanding that. But the aircraft there's aircraft from early 1900s still flying around out there. So that's all credit to the maintenance programs that exist to keep these aircraft safe and flying.
So we don't know for certain that this aircraft was fully inspected and maintained to the standard that would have been required.
Well, not until I get an opportunity to review the records and talk with the maintenance folks and who may have been performing maintenance on the aircraft can I answer that.
Aaron, there's no evidence of a distress call on behalf of the pilot. It feels like, just to me, again, I know nothing about aviation, but it feels like the whole thing happened in seconds. To your best guesstimate, and I know it's preliminary, from the moment the pilot attempted to take flight to here, was it less than 60 seconds? Can you guesstimate?
I It'd be tough for me to call at this point. Hopefully we can get some information that can give us some of that, flight duration, altitudes, airspeeds. But again, going back to your comment about the old school investigation, a lot of our investigations are exactly like this. We don't have the whiz-bang technology that's installed on some of your larger commercial transport category aircraft. So we do need to document the scene. They do in those larger accident investigations as well, but we don't have some of the data that currently exists in the larger aircraft. So we have to make sure we document very thoroughly all the site itself, to include the terrain, ground scars, impact points, and then what's left of the aircraft.
To that end, the scene that you're maintaining behind you it tells a story. That too is a component in the investigation, as you just described. Yes.
Absolutely.
Can you sort of we were standing, you and me, at the line and talking, and I described the splintered trees, and then can you walk us through from memory maybe what might have happened based on the terrain and
based on the terrain and some of the footage that you were captured out there, you could see that several tree strikes did occur. There's several trees broken at various heights. The aircraft basically came through that wooded terrain and then did, as I stated earlier, impact a larger tree. A fire ensued. You saw the damage to the vegetation, not only on the ground, but the trees themselves. But there was a very intense fire. Unconfirmed reports, there may have been an explosion or two following the accident. Maybe some of the equipment, the oxygen, fuel, things of that nature that may have exploded afterwards.